All right, let's just dive right in. Today, we're going to take apart almost everything you've ever been taught about building wealth, and we're using MJ DeMarco's The Millionaire Fastlane as our guide. And look, it makes a pretty bold claim that the standard advice you always hear, it's not just slow, it might be a complete dead end. You know the script, right? I mean, we've all had it drilled into our heads our entire lives. Go to school, get a good, secure job, save a little slice of your paycheck every month, and, well, just wait for, 40 years or so. But here's the radical idea DeMarco throws at you. What if that safe path is actually the biggest gamble of all? Think about it. It's a risk where you're betting the one thing you can never get back. Your youth, your energy, your life, on a big payoff that, let's be honest, might not even be there in the end. So he offers up a completely different path. And no, it's not a get-rich-quick shortcut. It's a totally different kind of road. It's one designed for creating wealth while you're young enough to enjoy it, not in your twilight years. And he calls it the fast lane. Now, to really understand what the fast lane is, you first have to see through the illusion of what he calls the get-rich-slow lie. And this quote, this is the core belief right here. DeMarco's whole argument is that if you follow the herd with your finances, you're pretty much guaranteed to end up exactly where the herd ends up, somewhere in the middle, totally average. And here it is. This is the slow lane in a nutshell. It's basically a 40-year marathon of putting your life on hold. The entire plan is built on sacrificing thousands of todays for a tomorrow that's not just far away, it's not even guaranteed. DeMarco has this brutally honest name for it: wealth in a wheelchair. I mean, that really paints a picture, doesn't it? It's the grand prize you get for trading away your most vital, energetic years, all for the chance to be the richest person in the nursing home. He says it's just a terrible, terrible deal. So you might be asking, what was it that made him just completely swerve off this well-worn path? Well, it all started with one single, really brief encounter. Just picture this for a second. DeMarco, as a teenager, sees his absolute dream car, a Lamborghini. But the person who gets in just completely shatters his reality. It's not some old, gray-haired CEO. It's a young guy, maybe 25 years old, tops. And he's just wearing jeans. The image just didn't add up with the world as he understood it. So he works up the courage to ask the one question that would totally change his life. And the answer he gets, it's just one word: inventor. It wasn't movie star, it wasn't pro athlete, it wasn't lottery winner. It was something else, something that felt possible. And that's the whole key. In that exact moment, it was like a light switch flipped on in his head. The idea of being young and wealthy wasn't just reserved for celebrities. A normal person with a good idea could actually get there. A whole new map of what was possible in life just opened right up in front of him. But, seeing a new road on a map is one thing. Actually paving it and driving down it yourself, that's a whole other story. DeMarco's next decade was just a brutal uphill fight. After he graduated college, he found himself bouncing between what he calls his Neanderthal jobs. Every time a business idea failed, it would push him right back into one of these dead-end roles. It was a constant beatdown on his dreams and his confidence. And all during this time, the pressure from everyone was just mounting, especially from his mom, who really just wanted him to give up on his crazy dreams and be normal. Her voice pretty much became the soundtrack to his struggle. He really hit rock bottom at 26. He was living at home, completely broke, super depressed. Then, stuck in his limo during this insane Chicago blizzard, he had what he calls a Steinway piano of clarity, a moment so huge it just crushed his old way of thinking. He knew, right then and there, he had to escape. So he packed up and he fled to Phoenix with only $900 in his pocket. It was there, out in the desert, with absolutely nothing to lose, that the pieces finally started to click into place. He began to build what he now calls a money tree. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting, because it's all about the pivot. He spotted a real need from back in his limo driving days and built a website for it. But at first, he was still stuck in the old model, trading his time for money, designing sites for other companies. The real aha moment, the breakthrough, came when he realized the gold wasn't in his labor. It was in the stream of customer leads his website was generating. That's when he switched from selling his time to selling a result. And the results of that pivot? They were absolutely staggering. Within just a few years, that automated system was pulling in over $200,000 a month. And that's profit, not revenue, which is a huge difference. A bad month was still well into the six figures. That's the kind of insane mathematical power a fast lane system can have. He had done it. He had successfully planted a money tree, a business system that worked for him 24/7, whether he was at his desk, on vacation, or fast asleep. It was an asset that did the work of a job, but instead of a paycheck, it gave him total and complete freedom. And all of this leads to the fast lane philosophy, which is really a fundamental mind shift in how you see money, time, and your own value in the world. And this chart, man, it just lays out the difference so clearly. For the person in the slow lane, time is cheap and their job is the center of their universe. But for the fast laner, time is the single most valuable currency they have, and their business system is the center. The slow laner is playing a game of addition. The fast laner is playing a game of multiplication. It's a completely different reality. But let's be absolutely crystal clear on this one point. The fast lane is not get rich quick. Selling his company for millions of dollars? That was the event. But that event was earned through years and years of a brutal, painful process. The core message of this book is that there are no shortcuts around the work. You just can't have the harvest without first planting the seeds and taking care of the soil. So the book kind of leaves you with this one big question to chew on. Is the path you're on right now just a road you hope will someday, somehow, cross paths with your dreams? Or are you intentionally, actively building the very road that leads directly to them? The difference in that choice? Well, that's everything.